so we're just recording this. So if you didn't want to be recorded, you can turn off your camera. But otherwise, we'll get started for our mat work Pilates floor and core. So we're going to start off on our backs, just breathing and making sure we're getting our pelvic floor engaged. All right, for our first exercise, what we're going to do is our single leg stretch. So we're going to hover our foot just above the floor, straightening our knee, and then we're going to control it back together. And then we're going to do the same on the other side. So just bringing that leg out, don't let it touch the floor. We're just hovering over the floor, straightening our knee, and then bringing it back. When you're doing this exercise, we want to make sure that we still have a little gap in between our lower back and the floor, and that we're keeping a nice stable pelvis and engaging our pelvic floor. So we'll start off with one leg, reaching that leg out, and then controlling it together. And then the other leg, reaching out, controlling it back together. And again, the first leg out, and controlling it back together. And the other leg, and bringing it back. And again, we're on our third rep, and controlling that leg together. And the first leg, and controlling it back together. Number 4, stretching that leg out and bringing it back, keeping your pelvic floor engaged, stretching and together. Number 5, reaching that leg out and controlling it together. And the other leg out and controlling that back together. Number 6, and the other leg. Number 7, and last time on each side. Number 8, controlling together, and the other leg, and controlling that together. Good, now we're going to relax our pelvic floor and take some deep breaths in through here. All right, now we're going to come up into our single leg tabletop. So we're just going to float one leg up, and then we're going to slowly lower it down. And then float the other leg up, and slowly lower it down. Keeping nice control of our pelvis, making sure we're not rocking from side to side, and keeping our pelvic floor engaged. So they're all nice controlled movements. And the other leg. And again, number 3. Good. Number 4. Float and lower. And float and lower. Number 5. Float and lower. And float and lower. Number 6, float and lower and float and lower. Number 7, float that leg up and control it down. And the other leg, and control it down. Last time on each side. Control that leg. And the other leg. And lower that down. Taking a nice deep breath in through here. And relaxing our pelvic floor again. Okay, so now we're going to come up into double tabletop with one tap on each leg. So each leg is going to float up into double tabletop. Then we're going to tap one leg down and bring it back up. And tap the other leg down and bring it back up. You can have your hands on your tummy or by your sides. So we're just going to tap and float. Tap and float. So we're going to really be using our tummy muscles while we're doing this exercise. Tap and float. And again, tap and float. Tap and float. Tap and float. Tap and float. And again, tap and float. Tap and float. We're going to do this another 4 times on each side. Tap, float. Tap, float. 3, float. Tap, float. 2, tap, float. Tap, float. 1, tap, float. Tap, float. And lower both legs down. So we're going to take in a deep breath in through here. Relaxing our pelvic floor. Okay, so now we're going to come back up into our double tabletop. And we're going to do our dead bugs. So both legs in tabletop, hands straight up in front of us. We're going to lower one arm and one leg and bring them back together. And then the other arm and leg and controlling it back together. Making sure our feet are always floating above the floor, that our heels don't touch the floor, and that our movement is nice and even. And we're going to do this another 6 times on each side. One leg and one arm out and together. The other arm and leg out and together. 5 more. 4. 3. 2. And 1. And lower your legs down and your arms. And taking a nice deep breath. Relaxing your pelvic floor. So now we're going to come up into our single leg circles. So what we're going to do is we're going to straighten one leg. We're going to draw a circle 3 times clockwise. And then we're going to bring it down. And again, straighten one leg, 3 circles, and bring that leg down. So we want nice control of the pelvis, and we're not rotating at our ankle, we're rotating at our hip. And then control that leg down. And the first leg up. 1, 2, 3, and down. And the first leg. 1, 2, 3, and down. And again, 1, 2, 3, and down. And the first leg. 1, 2, 3, and down. 1, 2, 3, and down. And again, 1, 2, 3, down. 1, 2, 3, and down. And again, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 2 more times on each leg. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Last time. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And coming down. Relaxing our pelvic floor. And taking a nice deep breath. All right. Now we're going to come up into our bridges. So our feet are hip width apart. Our knees are nice and controlled and not touching each other. We're going to rock our pelvis back. Then we're going to push through our heels. And we're going to slowly roll back down. So we want to rock our pelvis back, push through our heels, lift our bottom up off the floor. We're going to roll back down and rest in our starting position. And again, pelvis back, pushing through your feet and slowly rolling down. And again, pelvis back, pushing through your heels and slowly coming down. And again, rocking back, pushing through your heels and slowly coming down. 4 more, rocking back, pushing up and slowly rolling down. And again, 3 more, pushing and slowly rolling down. And again, rocking back, pushing through your heels and slowly coming down. 1 more, rocking back, pushing through your heels and slowly coming down. Back to our resting position, taking a nice deep breath, letting your pelvic floor relax. All right, what we're going to do next is we're going to come up into all fours. We're going to do some of our quadruped exercises. So first we want to start off with our knees hip width apart, our hands shoulder width apart. We're going to come up into our cat-cows to start off with. So we want to come up through the middle of our back, curl our tailbone under as well as our head. And then we want to come up into the opposite position. So coming down through the middle of the spine, bringing your head up, and then coming back down again. And again, coming up through our head, down throughout the middle of our back, and coming up through the middle, curling under our tailbone and our head. And again, the opposite way. Bring our head up, our tailbone, and coming back down. Okay, now we want to be in the middle of that. So we want to make sure we've got a nice neutral spine. And what we're going to do is we're going to do our quadruped. So bringing one leg and one arm out and controlling them back together again. Just like the dead bugs, one arm and one opposite leg and coming back together again. Keeping a nice neutral spine. So make sure you're not sinking in and you're not arching up. You're in between those two. So one leg and one arm come out and controlling it back together. And the other arm and leg out. and controlling it together. And again, one arm, one leg, and the other arm and other leg. One arm, one leg, the other arm, the other leg. And the first one that we started off with, and the other arm and leg. We want to do this another 3 times on each side. Two more. And one more. Good. Now come down into your child's pose, back onto your heels, reaching forward with your arms. Okay, we're going to come back into that position. We're going to do the same exercise, but this time we're going to do 3 nose taps before we bring our arm and our leg back down. So one arm and one leg come out, then we tap 2, 3, and bring that arm and leg down. And then the other side, arm and leg out, tap 2, 3, and that arm and leg come down. So we're going to do this another 8 times on each side. So reaching that arm and leg out, tap 2, 3, and down. And that first leg, tap 2, 3, and down. 7 more, reaching, tap 2, 3, and down, keeping that neutral spine. Tap 2, 3. Now 6 more, tap 2, 3, and the other arm, the other leg out. Tap 2, 3. 5 more, tap 2, 3, and the other leg and other arm, tap 2, 3. 4 more, tap 2, 3, tap 2, 3. 3 more, tap 2, 3, tap 2, 3. 2 more, tap 2, 3, tap 2, 3. 1 more on each side. Tap 2, 3. Tap 2, 3. Then coming back down into our child's pose again. All right, we're going to come up into our standing position to do our roll-ups. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off coming down, rolling down with our head and our neck, our upper back, mid back, lower back, and reaching down, just letting your arms dangle down. So we're going to start off with our chin, and then our mid back, and then our lower back, letting our arms dangle all the way down to the floor. And then we're stacking each vertebra back up on top of each other, Coming back up into our starting position. We're going to go down again. Head and neck come down. Upper back starts to move. Middle back starts to go. Lower back. And just letting ourselves come down. And then we're going to stack each vertebra back on top of each other, starting with our lower back, our mid back, our upper back, finishing with our head and our neck. And again, head down, chin to chest. Let your upper back fold, your middle back, your lower back, as your arms just dangle down. And then slowly coming back up again. Our mid back, our upper back, our head and our neck. And last time, we're going to come down through our chin, down through our upper back, our mid back, our lower back, all the way down to the floor. And we're going to slowly stack back up on top of each other again until we're standing up nice and tall. Good. Now I'm going to get everyone just to lay back down on their backs with our knees bent, and we're going to start doing our pelvic floor exercises. So to start off with, we're going to do 10 pelvic floor contractions at 50%. So I don't want everyone doing at the maximum, not just yet. We're just going to do about halfway. So we're going to do that 10 times, and I'm going to cue us on. So we're going to lift 50% and lower. Lift and lower. Lift, 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 and lower. So I want everyone to take a nice deep diaphragmatic breath in. So you want to feel the sides of your ribs coming out. And we want to relax our pelvic floor. And again. Okay. We're going to do now 10 strong contractions. So I want everyone doing their maths. So we're going to lift all the way and relax. Lift and relax. Lift and relax. Lift and relax. Lift, relax. Lift, relax. Lift, relax. Lift, relax. Lift, relax, lift, and relax. Completely relax now. Let your pelvic floor drop. Take a nice deep breath in to help with that relaxation. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do our pelvic floor lift, and we're going to hold 5 seconds. We're going to do that 2 times and stretch to finish. So I want everyone to lift their pelvic floor to their maximum. We're going to count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and completely relax your pelvic floor. Take in 1 deep breath here. And again, we're going to lift and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and completely relax again. And finish with a nice deep breath in. All right, I'll get you to get into whatever stretching pose you prefer, whether it's child's pose or butterfly. We're just going to take a few deep breaths in here just to relax everything after our class and let everything relax. All right, thank you for joining me for our pelvic, our core 4 class. And hopefully I'll see you guys next time. Bye.